What if the key to fighting climate change, restoring ecosystems, and producing healthier food was hidden right beneath our feet? In Germany, that idea is no longer just a theory, it's a movement. Farmers, scientists, and environmentalists are coming together in what many are calling the German soil revolution. Their mission: to heal the land using regenerative agriculture. Regenerative farming is more than just sustainable. It goes beyond maintaining the status quo. It's about rebuilding soil health, increasing biodiversity, improving water retention, and capturing carbon from the atmosphere. And in Germany, this is not a fringe idea, it's becoming mainstream. Across the country, from Bavaria to Brandenburg, farmers are ditching conventional methods and embracing regenerative practices that are transforming the way food is grown. Why? Because Germany has realized that healthy soil is the foundation of everything: climate protection, food security, clean water, and resilient communities. Let's explore how this revolution is unfolding. First, cover cropping. Instead of leaving fields bare between harvests, German farmers are planting diverse cover crops like clover, rye, and radish. These plants protect the soil from erosion, suppress weeds naturally, and feed the microbes that make soil come alive. In Baden-Württemberg, one farmer increased his soil organic matter by 2% in just 4 years, simply by using multi-species cover crops and eliminating chemical herbicides. Next, minimal tillage. Traditional plowing breaks up soil structure and releases stored carbon. But regenerative German farmers use no-till or strip-till systems. These methods disturb the soil as little as possible, allowing fungi, earthworms, and root systems to flourish. In Lower Saxony, no-till farmers have seen a 50% increase in water infiltration and a significant reduction in machinery costs and fuel use. Then comes compost and organic amendments. German regenerative farmers are replacing synthetic fertilizers with compost, biochar, and fermented plant extracts. This feeds the soil, not just the crop. On an organic apple farm near Dresden, compost tea is sprayed on trees and soil to promote beneficial microbes, reducing disease and increasing fruit quality. Germany is also leading in agroforestry. On many regenerative farms, rows of crops are grown alongside trees and shrubs. These systems mimic natural ecosystems, providing shade, windbreaks, and habitat for pollinators and birds. In Hesse, a farmer growing wheat between rows of walnut trees has seen yield increases and improved soil fertility, all while producing food and timber on the same land. Regenerative grazing is another powerful tool. Instead of letting livestock roam freely, German farmers are using rotational grazing systems. Animals are moved frequently across pasture, mimicking how wild herds behave. This prevents overgrazing, stimulates plant growth, and builds topsoil. In Bavaria, a beef farmer doubled his forage production and sequestered tons of carbon annually by using managed grazing on mixed pasture. And let's talk about microbial life. German researchers are mapping the soil microbiome, identifying bacteria and fungi that boost plant health. Some farms now use microbial inoculants to restore damaged soils. In Thuringia, a regenerative farm is applying mycorrhizal fungi that help plants access phosphorus and withstand drought. But the soil revolution isn't just happening on farms. Urban areas are joining in. In Berlin, community gardens and green roofs use regenerative practices to grow food, manage stormwater, and cool city temperatures. Even vineyards and breweries are taking part. In the famous Mosel wine region, regenerative viticulture is making grapes more resistant to disease and reducing the need for sprays, while enhancing wine flavor. Why does this matter so much? Because Germany is facing serious soil challenges. Decades of industrial farming have led to compaction, erosion, nutrient loss, and declining fertility. In some regions, topsoil is disappearing at an alarming rate. Without intervention, food security and climate goals are at risk. That's where regenerative agriculture comes in. Studies show that regenerative soils hold more water, resist droughts, and are less prone to erosion. They support more life microbes, insects, birds, and mammals. They store more carbon. German scientists estimate that regenerative farming could offset up to 10% of the nation's annual greenhouse gas emissions just by restoring degraded soils, and the government is taking note. Germany's Federal Ministry of Food and Agriculture has launched funding programs for soil health, agroecology, and carbon farming. Pilot programs reward farmers not just for yields, but for building organic matter and protecting biodiversity. Research institutions like the Thunon Institute are conducting long-term trials on regenerative methods. NGOs and farmer cooperatives are offering training, workshops, and demonstration plots. There's even a national soil health initiative that connects researchers with practitioners. Regenerative agriculture is becoming part of Germany's climate strategy, rural policy, and food system planning. And consumers are playing their part too. Demand for regeneratively grown food is rising. German supermarkets now offer climate-positive labels for products from farms that sequester carbon and improve soil. Restaurants in cities like Hamburg and Munich are sourcing directly from regenerative farms, telling stories of soil care alongside their menus. The impact is real. On a regenerative farm in Saxony, wheat yields have stabilized despite extreme weather. Soil carbon levels are rising, biodiversity has returned, and runoff into local rivers has dropped dramatically. The farmer says, "I'm not just growing crops anymore, I'm growing soil." And that soil grows everything else. But challenges remain. Regenerative transition takes time, knowledge, and upfront investment. Not every farmer can make the leap alone. That's why Germany is working to build supportive networks where farmers learn from each other, share tools, and collaborate. Digital platforms are connecting regenerative pioneers across the country. Young agronomists are joining the movement, bringing science and innovation to the field. Financial models are evolving. Banks are beginning to offer better terms to farms that improve soil health. Because healthy soils mean lower risk, better yields, and more stable income. The message is clear. Soil is not dirt. It's a living system, and Germany is learning to work with it, not against it. The German soil revolution is more than a trend. It's a deep cultural shift, a return to respecting the land, listening to nature, and farming with the future in mind. Like this video if you believe soil deserves our attention. Subscribe to see how other countries are learning from Germany's example in healing the planet one farm, one field, and one handful of earth at a time.